you were, the faster you move away from it, the smaller it becomes. Even your memories of the woman sleeping, of the child sleeping, of the note's promise when she could look for your return. First you wonder, what is this going to be? But it means free telephone. I don't know why that correlation, but I like it. I liked it right away. It stands in a room conveniently away from what matters most. A man, or maybe his son, who doesn't understand these things will show you where it is. An operator will ask you for the name and the place. She won't notice your hesitation. She won't hear the shame, the trembling tone your voice has become. You told yourself you wouldn't apologize. You told yourself you wouldn't beg to be forgiven. You told yourself you wouldn't make promises. Lie to her about when she could expect you. The only difference between this and the others is now she is lying too. She is saying what you want to hear. The part of her she does not understand is trying to spare you. Who will have to hang up first? Her life calls her to the difficulties of her world. Yours remains silent and utterly alone. Owners will give to get rid of you. You are an embarrassment. They have guests who would disapprove. You remind the woman of someone. They have a reputation to uphold. You make promises they have no reason to believe. You make the man angry with the woman. They don't look at each other. You notice her hands. They are bruised. The sky's the limit. It is what it is. The lines of an optimist. An unshakable faith in the futures of nickel and dime. Then again, these may have been interrupted, unfinished. It's not difficult to imagine someone like you running, stumbling, The first two lines scratched on a bridge, not completing the others that signify jail or prison. Police here frown on hobos. Hobos frown back. Children throw stones. Mothers cringe. Fathers drink. Old men mutter. Old women fuss. Young men curse. Young women close their eyes. Infants who know nothing scream and scream. Dangerous neighborhood. The meaning is clear. There's no mistake. Yet the lines, for all of their warnings, seem to be describing a place, a building low, square to the ground. Then, the longer you look, it seems to change. From a building to a door, from a door to a window, from a window to a lock. The eye of the lock sees this for what it is. The eye of the lock sees you for who you are. What's interesting is you've seen overlaps where this is just the X, but a good place for a handout is the X with the circle. Certain images always reoccurred, and I think that made Dreyfus's job a somewhat challenging one to say, which one is this? Is it important? Is this a variation? Should we, should we keep it, or should we kind of group it under this other group that is very similar to it? And as I was looking at them, I was reminded about how innocuous they needed to be, and yet purposeful. They needed to communicate something, but they needed to remain hermetic. Only for those who knew could they begin to kind of understand and see its relevance. Okay, all right. Look at it from the angle that will reveal as much of the truth that you can take. It's about saying the words and believing them so that what happens next will not be too painful or pleasant. You can't say this too early. You need to have failed for it to have any meaning. Your despair has to have been like a bridge on fire, then blackened and wandering among the ashes. You say it and you believe, because there's no choice and nothing else to say.